Hi peeps, I have just got back from watching the meteorite shower or shooting star display that was supposed to be on last night. It's now a little past midnight, so technically it's tomorrow, or really today. So today is Thursday, yesterday was Wednesday, the meteorite shower was on about 11:30 last night, Wednesday evening, so it's now Thursday morning. You can tell I need sleep, which doesn't really help that I want to put this out as quick as I can, so I'm not going to be doing any kind of editing whatsoever. This is just going to be a raw, uncut vlog, basically. Right, so you'll probably hear a lot of me going, and stuff like that. But anyhow, alright, so I had kind of forgotten about this display altogether, and I say display loosely, substituting that for the correct term, which I can't really remember right now, meteorite shower or something like that. Alright, so I'd completely forgotten about it. I got a text message from my mother around about 11, so I quickly grabbed all my stuff and drove off to the coast. As we are literally just about 10 minutes from the coast, that seemed a pretty prudent idea. Very little in the way of light pollution, as I believe the phrase is, where you get too much light from other sources, such as light bulbs over there and there that I have here. Very little in the way of that, so it was quite dark. However, the weather had kind of turned on us a little because it was also quite foggy. So driving along the coast on a foggy road that was getting foggier by the minute. We're not talking very severe fog, we're just talking, say, up to ankle level fog to start with, getting progressively heavier and thicker and denser as the night wore on. Getting into the car park, so it's actually a lot easier than I thought. I had thought the car parks would be absolutely jam full of people and their cars. I'm just shifting hands there. But as it turned out, there weren't. There were actually spaces available, so I spent the next 20 minutes or so sat in my car looking up like this, craning my neck, just trying to catch my first sight of any potential shooting stars. And eventually I did. I saw one that just sort of went down that quick. It was literally over in a blink of an eye. Okay, and it had the little tail and everything, but you only saw it for just that briefest of seconds. So at that point I decided to get out the car and just spent the rest of the next half hour or so just craning backwards like this. I had this very camera with me. I did think about trying to take some footage with it, but I decided, no, it's just far too dark. There's not enough light for the actual camera to work, so I've got no photos, no video footage, nothing. Even in the car with my light on I decided not to do that. I was going to try to record something there and then in the car park with the vanity light on, and I thought, no, if I do that, then I'm going to be potentially disturbing everybody else. And you'll notice that I have to keep adjusting the camera every now and then, partly because I'm slouching against the wall and I'm slouching further and further downwards, and partly because my arm is also getting tired. Hey, it's past midnight, I'm tired. Sue. Don't sue. Please don't sue. Hang on, what do you have to sue about? But there were two other things I noticed. One, there was hardly any actual meteorites coming down at all. Usually when you see something like a documentary or even a movie, well, the movies will always go OTT anyhow. The movies will always show practically end of the world level meteorites, showers and so on, where every single meteorite is yay big and streaking through the stars. Streaking through the stars that you can see that are still stationary, really fast and with the tail going and so on. That doesn't actually happen. This was very slow going. I saw maybe half a dozen at most. Two of which actually had tails, but they were both over and gone with like that. And the others were very slow. One actually made it all the way across the nighttime sky from where it ended to where it left, very, very slowly like that. Yeah. But there was no tail. And the reason there was no tail is fairly obvious when you think about it. It's only going to have a tail if it's actually moving fast enough to actually have that effect. So basically, as we should all know by now, what you see in the movies is bullshit. And what you've probably seen in the documentaries has probably been sexed up a little bit. At least I would suspect so. But that said, it was still a good night to be out and about. Not as cold as you might expect. I would have expected it to be a lot colder. It was actually quite pleasant, apart from the fog. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the night out. I actually moved from one car park to another to see if I could get a slightly better angle, and there was two little things that happened there. One was one person who decided, well, everybody else has parked their cars perfectly square on in all these bays, I'll just park diagonally like that. And in so doing, he nearly ran over about 4 different people who were actually part of a group that was just hanging around outside their own car, looking at the midnight sky. Yeah, that was really sensible of that guy. He just left his car parked at an angle like that. Instead of being straight like that, he'd parked it like that. So he's taking up at least 2 bays, and possibly putting the fear of God into about 4 innocent bystanders. Another car had one of those bright, luminous, blue, underlit things on the bottom of the car, so that must have been... He must have been real popular. But anyhow. So, like I say, I'm putting this up as quickly as I can. I'm not going to edit it in any way, so it's a raw vlog. A naked vlog, is that the right term? Probably not. But anyhow, let me know below what you thought. Because if you have seen something like this, maybe you've seen much better ones. I do suspect that this has probably been a relatively poor performance from our friendly falling rocks burning up in our atmosphere, which is one of the many jobs our atmosphere does. Obviously, it's not just there to hold in our oxygen supply, it's got other things to do. Even Homer Simpson knows that one. But if you have seen something better than what we had tonight, or if you were actually out there tonight yourself and want to share what you saw, please do. Well, I'm going to end it there because I've got absolutely nothing else to say. So, I hope you've enjoyed my mad, stupid, silly ramblings. And you never know, I might do it again sometime. Toodle pip.